Aho, brothers of the axe. It's Joe. I'm out here on the bench tonight, Sunday night, and we're going to be talking Connecticut's tonight, guys. We're going to be looking at what has now been coined officially the Walrus Connecticut. And I'll just give you a little heads up. It's not this. This is the Collins Legitimus that I featured in my last chopping video. I paired against the Bit and Bark Kelly Perfect Dayton. But the Connecticut pattern that I have for you guys tonight defies all logic. I have never seen a Connecticut pattern like this, nor have I ever seen one even remotely as large. In my opinion, this is a pretty large Connecticut pattern. I believe this is like a 3.5 pound, maybe 3.25 pound Collins Legitimus. Minimum 5-inch bit, pretty sure. Oh yeah, close to a 5.5-inch bit. This is a big axe. There's no two ways about it. This is a large felling axe. So just to back up a little bit, anybody in this little circle here probably knows Brother Mike Normandy. And I was going back and forth with Mike one night. And if you know Mike, you know he loves a couple things. He loves large axes and he loves big choppers. He's a big Tazzy guy. He's a big Connie guy. And he's a big Collins guy too. So going back and forth with Mike, and I happened to let it slip that I owned a absolutely enormous Connecticut pattern. And if you know Mike, when he sees something that he likes, he is relentless. And typical for a guy from New York, ayo, he make you an offer you can't refuse. So he worked on me for a while, and he finally hit me with an offer that I could not refuse. I couldn't be happier about the trade. Good trade. I got some awesome stuff heading my way as I film this, actually. Part of the reason I'm out here tonight is because I got to bang the shitty old handle out of this Connecticut to box it up from Mike. So not complaining about having to let this one go. I've had it for a while and done nothing with it. But without further ado, big old boy here, big old Collins Legitimus. And let's bring in the Walrus Connecticut from stage right. Where'd the Collins go? Where did the Collins go? So yeah, this thing is an absolute behemoth. I got my tape here. We're going to take some measurements. I've already weighed this parcel together, and it came in at, I want to say something like 6.6 pounds with the handle. It's on a 35-inch handle. So, you know, even take a pound and a half off. This is a over 5-pound Connecticut pattern. I got this axe rather. Man, I don't even remember how I met the guy, but I met the guy online somewhere, maybe through Axe Junkies or something like that. And we were going back and forth. He was from up Connecticut. He had a bunch of cool, Connies, and he happened to be coming right through Philadelphia for work or something like that. And he wound up stopping off at my job because at that point I had no Connies and I wanted a Connie. So he brought 7 or 8 nice Connies, and I was going back and forth between a really nice, pristine 3-line flint edge and this big guy here. And you know what? I said, 3-line flint edge Connie in decent shape. Not that it's a dime a dozen, but I'll have my chances to pick up one of those. And I've passed on a bunch of them, between the time picking up this and now too. So they're everywhere, not exceedingly difficult to find. I snagged this one off the guy. It was the most I had ever spent on an axe up until that point, and maybe still. I'm notoriously cheap when it comes to picking up axes. So little cup of coffee here. I just wet my whistle a little bit. But anyway, long story short, I picked this sucker up here. Never did anything with it. But yeah, it's going up to Mike now, and I figured before I box it up, I should document this because I don't know if Mike's ever going to get around to making YouTube videos. But we'll take some measurements here and we'll compare them. We'll contrast it with some other axes that a lot of you guys might have or have seen. So right off the bat, we're looking at almost a 6-inch cutting edge. I would say probably 5 3/4 cutting edge. It's almost 8 inches long, and it's got about a 4-inch eye to it. The profile on this thing, for as much of a bruiser as it is, it actually has a pretty decent profile to it. Nice and thin, good full bit. I'm not exactly sure the make of this. I suspect it could possibly maybe be a Rogers. If anybody has ever seen one like this, let me know. Definitely had a little bit of a period of its life where somebody was using it as a sledgehammer. But nice full bit on it. Just got a tiny little bit of damage up here that I think Mike is going to fix up. And probably, I'm assuming he'll grind this pole, because whatever stamp was there is now lost, unfortunately. I'm thinking it might be a Rogers, and I don't know what's leading me to that conclusion, but could be totally off base. But anyway, this thing is an absolute monster here, guys. And now that we got the measurements out of the way, like I said, just comparing and contrasting against, I would say, a pretty typical Connecticut pattern. It's significantly bigger. I mean, it's almost a full inch longer. And then I just pulled a smattering here of other axes out. We got a typical 3-2 stamped Jersey, which again, it's a large axe. I mean, this is a pretty large axe, and it looks like a dwarf compared to this absolutely enormous piece of steel here. I mean, this was the biggest axe I had for a long time. This is not a small axe. Here's a 3-pound Snow Annealy. This is a really long pattern here. And again, this thing just totally dwarfs it. Lining those poles up, it's almost a full inch longer. And I mean, it's got almost 2-inch longer cutting edge than this Snow Annealy here. And then one more full-size axe here for comparison. This is a 4-pound knot clipper, or maybe a 3-2. And again, just absolutely dwarfs it. Again, this is a large axe. I'm trying to drive that home to you guys. This is a very large axe. And it just looks like a boy's axe compared to this thing. Got a couple others here. How about Norland Voyager? Oh, pardon me, Kevin. This is a Hudson Bay. But yeah, Norland Voyager. How about just a little scout pattern? All right, how about let's talk really big axes? How about let's talk Tassies? This is a 4-pound high test. Definitely has a little toe wear, but I mean, this is a freaking 4-pound high test. And then aside from this one, this is the biggest axe I have. So this is a 5-pound plum Tassie. And again, this is an enormous axe. And this thing again dwarfs a 5-pound Tasmanian pattern. So, you know, like I said, guys, maybe just a little quick one tonight. Obviously, I got off on a tangent. If anybody has been around here for any length of time, you know that that's not highly uncommon. But yeah, guys, here it is. The Walrus, Connecticut. Can't figure out the brand. If anybody knows anything about it, definitely let me know. But I'm going to punch out this handle tonight and get it wrapped up for Mike. Let's see. What did I do? What did I do with that other axe? Here we go. Yeah. So Mike's shooting me a package. He's getting this one. And I'm also sending this little, I think this might be a little Swedish cruiser up here. But again, it's a freaking double bit axe. I mean, yeah, it's a cruiser, but this thing is almost as long as a freaking double bit axe. Matter of fact, since we're looking at it, here we go. Here's a full-size double bit axe. It's practically as long as a full-size 3.5 pound double bit axe, guys. So, well, anyway, yeah, I'll cut the video there, but here it is. Punch the handle out. There it goes. Let's throw this thing on a scale just to get a actual weight on this thing. All right, guys, so let's throw this on here. 5.2 pounds. I challenge you to show me a heavier Connecticut pattern. I challenge you to show me a heavier Tasmanian pattern. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. And you know the deal. You got to keep the axe waxed. So appreciate the views, guys. And until the next time, I will talk to you later. Take care.